When the number of mosquitoes reaches a certain scale, they can even suck a wolf pup completely dry of blood. No matter how the wolf pup struggles or tries to escape, it can't get away from the swarm of mosquitoes. In the Arctic Circle, summer has no night, and in this endless daylight, mosquitoes breed at 5 times their usual rate. Tens of thousands of mosquitoes buzz like thunder, tirelessly and relentlessly searching for prey. No matter how deeply the wolf pup hides, they can still find it, swarming in, burrowing between its fur and skin, and slowly draining its blood. For newborn pups, that buzzing sound is nothing short of an inescapable life and death hunt. That day, after returning from a hunt, I saw from afar a dense swarm of mosquitoes churning in the air outside the den. I knew then that this place was no longer suitable for survival. Without hesitation, I made a decision right away to take my pups and leave this place. Our destination was an old den 8 kilometers away. The wilderness was vast and desolate, and the wind howled mournfully. My pups were still very young, they hadn't even been weaned yet, but I had no choice. Leaving was the only way to keep them alive. I raced across the wilderness with several pups, but after just 3 kilometers, the weakest one collapsed, its legs gave out, and it plopped down onto the ground. It was still too young, and in the end, it just couldn't hold on. But there was nowhere to hide in the barren wilderness. I looked around and finally spotted an abandoned den once used by a hyena. I gently comforted the pup, telling it to wait for me there. After settling it in, I immediately turned back and continued on with the remaining pups. A few hours later, we arrived at the old den. The air here was much fresher, there were fewer insects, and there was even a faint scent of grass. I thought I could finally breathe a sigh of relief. But just as the pups were settling in, I failed to realize that I had left one behind before heading out to hunt. It wasn't until the wolf mother returned with the pack, standing before the empty old den, and letting out a long howl, that there was no response. It wasn't a sound of reproach, but the heartbreak of a mother who had lost her child. She sniffed around the area, then turned and left. She knew we had migrated, and she also knew where to go. But when she arrived at the new den to reunite with the pups, the smallest one was missing. She didn't say anything, just looked up into the distance, then lowered her head to sniff the ground. Wolves are known for their unity. The disappearance of a single pup is a matter for the entire pack. She entrusted her pups to the older female wolves and set out alone to search for the missing one. Meanwhile, the pup that had been left behind was curled up in the Hanta cave,